You do? What happened to him? So that's how it is. What a damned fate. Still, if you ask me, it's better than desertion. Though, we'll never really know if it wasn't desertion, will we? Here's your gold. His wife will be devastated, and his child's now an orphan. Damn it. I'd hoped he'd meet a better fate. Yes? And here are the remains of Sir Valen himself. Justice finally caught up with him. He was a scoundrel, a drunkard, and a libertine. And an aristocrat, too. At the Camelot court, he plotted, seduced, and stabbed people in the back. Literally. Eventually, he was betrayed himself. And he ended up here, as a common bandit. Or rather, as your handful of coins for his head. Listen, I've got something I need your help with. Something off the record. This bounty came down from command. A fat reward for the head of a bandit stirring up trouble in Kunacht. But there's a catch. The bandit's name is Tom. He's an old friend. Someone I ran with when I was younger, before I joined the army. Hell, before I had any sense. They don't know about my past. If Denham gets wind of it, I'll be court-martialed. Or worse. And I can't turn Tom in. Not after everything we've been through. I need you to find Tom. Talk to him. Convince him to leave Kunacht before the bounty hunters catch his scent. If he stays, it's a death sentence for both of us. I don't, but I can't go myself. Denham's men are watching my every move. If I disappear for even a day, they'll start asking questions. You're my only option. Listen, Tom and I, we've seen things together. Done things I'd rather forget. He was like a brother to me once. I owe him this much. Will you do it? Good. I knew I could count on you. Find him, talk some sense into him, and get him out of Kunacht. I don't care how you do it. Just make sure it's done. Here, this should help you find him. And thank you. I mean that. And you'd better move quickly. I should have had...
I'll await your...
great! You're back! Did you find him? Did you really? What did she say? Did she agree to turn him back? What? Are you out of your mind? I'm not going to live out the rest of my days as a pig. That's insane. I mean, I do, but that's asking a bit much, don't you think? Wait. Is this a test? Like in fairy tales? If I just say I do, he'll turn back into a human and we'll live happily ever after? No, I'm sorry. I didn't want this to happen to him, but I don't want it to happen to me either. I like Wilkin. He's a very nice boy, but I just can't do this. Here's your reward. I'd been saving up for some lace for my wedding dress, but, well, I guess I won't be needing it now. And if you ever see Wilkin again, just tell him I'm sorry.
Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
I was wondering when someone would come knocking. You don't look like the bounty hunting type, though. So tell me, did Asgol send you? Should have known. That old fool always did have a soft spot for lost causes. So, what now? Asgol wants a lot of things. A clean slate, a tidy past, hell, maybe even forgiveness for leaving me behind when he decided to play soldier. But here's the thing. I'm not leaving. Not for him, not for you, and not for some damn bounty. Risk? You think I don't know risk? I've been living with it every day since Asgol put on that shiny uniform and decided he was too good for the rest of us. We were brothers once, you know. Real brothers. Not the kind bound by blood, but by survival. And then he chose their rules over ours. Still, I don't hate him for it. I just don't owe him anything either. Listen, I'm no fool. Staying here is risky, even for someone like me. If you're so willing to play along, maybe you can help keep those bounty hunters off my back. Buy me some time so I can prepare myself for proper hideout. Who knows? Maybe this could turn into something more profitable for both of us in the end. Finally, someone with a bit of sense. I knew you weren't like the rest. You didn't bring me news. Not exactly. I've seen those bounty hunters a while ago. Give me your map. I'll show you where they dug up. Good luck, and thank you.
taken down bigger foes. You'll regret this.
Any news about our mutual friend? Staying? Are you out of your mind? Tom's never been good at keeping a low profile. It's only a matter of time before someone spots him, and then we're both dead. You've put me in an impossible position. If Denham catches wind of this... Damn it all! Fine! I'll deal with the mess if it all comes crashing down. But you'd better hope it doesn't. That damn slingshot. He's not wrong. Some things never change. Not for him, not for me. You did what I couldn't. Whatever happens now, that's on me. Thanks.
Back.
Always a pleasure to see you. Hello again. Nice to see. Hello there.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
Well, if you want to buy eggs, go talk to the missus. Though consider yourself warned. You eat them at your own peril. No need to worry. Yeah, the missus told me to say that to anyone asking after the eggs. Or grains, or veggies, or anything, really. So they know not to come crying if they find ears growing in unmentionable places. Not that it happens very often. Just, you know, what you see is what you get. Nothing wrong. Well, not at the moment. We'll see how the next crop comes in. It's been a bit hit and miss lately. The wheat was a nice surprise because, you know, it's the wrong season, and we were worried about the glowing. But it turned out to be perfectly good wheat. On the other hand, the turnips were not so good. We fed them to the pig as we always do, and it turned her inside out. Poor thing, eh? Maybe it's time to move the plots within the range of the weirdness repellents again. Aye, that we do. 'Twas getting into the crops one way or the other, so why not use it, you know? You see, with the weirdness, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But the good has saved us from starving to death. I ate potatoes that looked like pig hearts and carrots that tasted like what standing in a field in the middle of the night feels like. All perfectly nice food. I say, it's better to have a meal that's a tiny bit different than what you're used to, than not to have one at all. Aye, it may be. But it's not like we got a long stretch to live, the missus and I. We didn't want to just lie down and wait for death. And I bet we ain't the only ones. What else are folks to do in this blasted weather? all ready for winter, but winter won't come. And if winter won't come, neither will spring. The last normal harvest came and went ages ago. I'm telling you, if not for the weirdness, we'd all be dead by now. And make my missus a widow? Pah! The whole area's full of monsters, and they sure ain't edible. We tried that once, and, well, let's just say we never tried it again. I see. You're with those Camelotians who want to run us out. We've already told your lot. We ain't going anywhere. If we die here, then so be it. And I ain't talking about it no more, so don't even try.
What? Another one? We've had enough strangers in Connacht. You lot bring nothing but trouble. Which ones do you want to hear about? The Camelotians who want to take Armenier and rob us of our land? Or the Red Priests knocking on everyone's door and dragging people out into the streets? We already had enough problems without all those prissy arseholes adding to them. Aye, more of them every day. And no just in the village either. I saw a few of the younger ones wandering around outside, looking for trouble. They say they're looking for people sick with the Red Death, but all they do is drag decent people out of their homes and haul them off to all mother knows where. And people still get taken by the plague, so what good are they? Bunch of quacks. The Camelotians are saying our Mynheer is dying, and when it goes out, we'll get snuffed by the weirdness. Vipers, the lot of them! Yvain brought them here a while ago to help with the Coon Act. That's what he told us, anyway. And now? Now they want to take our Mynheer. Pah! Not just the Mynheer. They want to take everything. They're saying all the folks here will have to move. All mother only knows where. My old man won't hear a word of it. And you know what? I don't blame him. We've worked too hard. We've gone through too much to just leave everything behind. Aye, why no? Everyone says me auntie's girl got touched by the weirdness. But she's still here, ain't she? Besides, we know the weirdness. We live with it every day. If it kills me, then so be it. There's no much left for me in this world anyway. Our priestess, or rather, Yvain's priestess, because we haven't seen hide nor hair of her in ages. She took Ailey in, and that ended up being a blessing for us all. She might be a little odd with that eye of hers, but she's a sweet girl. Go talk to her and you'll see. I might be an old woman, but I am no one to gossip. I know some do. The two brothers from the neighboring farm, they can't wait to be rid of that place. But it's no wonder, with the life they've had there. Not to sound like an old woman, but I'd say their farm is cursed. You see, there's an old well on their field, right at the very edge. If you go there at night, you can hear something wailing and growling inside. Truth be told, if I were in their shoes, I'd have run for the hills ages ago. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Makes no difference to me. They could promise me a palace and I still wouldn't leave. This farm belonged to my father, and it belonged to his father before him. When my older brother died, I promised Pa I would nae let this place fall to ruin. I hoped to pass this land on to my children, but, well, they ended up buried in it. It's only fair that I should rest here with them. Ha! Welcome in, you say, when your lot just barges in and takes whatever you please. Like old Norm's woodshed. That got requisitioned by Camelot. They shoved some fancy paper in his face and said, "This is ours now." They say it's all fair because Norm got compensated. But what about us, huh? We lent Norm our best axe ages ago, and he left it in that bloody shed. Oh, I tried. They told me everything in that shed now belongs to Camelot. And if I've got a problem, I should go take it up with Norm, since they gave him money for it. Problem is, that coward packed up and left the same day. Either they paid him too much coin for that hovel, or he wanted to be long gone before they checked the place over too close. I don't know. I don't go poking around in other folks' business. But Norm, he was a quiet one. Kept to himself mostly. Though he had a temper on him. Rumor has it a debt collector came to his place once and never came back out. Not that anyone ever found proof that he had anything to do with it, mind you. And it's not like anyone here would shed a tear for one of those leeches. But it could all be hogwash. Maybe the fellow just got eaten by something out on the road. We'll never know. Nah, they bolted it shut and took off. No clue if they're even using it. But if I tried to get our axe back and they caught me, they'd throw me in for theft. For theft! Can you imagine? Of my own property! Why? Huh. Maybe you do. But I don't trust folks who offer things for free. They always want something sooner or later. We may not have much, but we're honest folk. Bring me back that axe and I'll pay you. Just don't get caught. Eggs, some veggies. There's no much to spare, but we share what we can.
Come on. We can't sell Daisy. We're gonna need her.
What we're going to need is money. And she'll fetch a good price.
We still need to move somehow, don't we? She could pull the cart.
We have Clover for that. Look, I know how much this horse means to you, but I've already talked to Dinholm. He's willing to pay a lot of gold for her.
But what if we...
No, Gil. Enough. We're selling her, and that's that.
I hope that Camelotian knows what a treasury's getting. Daisy's not just any horse. She's the best one he'll ever have. I guess. I've spent a lot of time with him. Rob would always send me to the stables when I was getting underfoot. He'd say, "Gil, you go to the stables and don't you show your face again until I tell you." I guess I must have been an annoying kid. I do. Pa had to borrow money from Grandpa to buy it, and he had to work so hard to prove that he deserved it. After he and Ma passed away, Rob kept on working, and I did my best to help. Grandpa was, well, I don't know. I didn't see much of him in those days. And now we're supposed to just leave after everything. It feels like we're letting him down. Have a nice day.
If you're interested in buying a horse, look somewhere else. This one's spoken for. She'll be going all the way to Camelot. Aye. Man's name is Denholm. Seems important. Lots of men with him. They're here for the minute. Haven't you heard? They're moving everyone. Something to do with that men here of ours. Don't really care either way. As long as they keep their promises and give us a better place to live. Aye. And Morin Pa would rather us alive somewhere else than dead here. Don't know yet. But we're strong, and we're not afraid of hard work. I'm a decent carpenter, and Gil is good with horses. I'm sure we'll find something for ourselves. I know. He loves this place, and he loves his horses. I'd rather just forget all about it. Gil's memories of this farm are different from my own, and I only have myself to blame. Mind you, I don't regret any of it, but it sure doesn't make things easier with him. Yeah, they're doing their job. For now. But let's not kid ourselves. This is a delay, not a solution. We've got time to think, and that's about it. If it gets worse, we'll have no choice but to leave. I just hope we'll have something worth bringing with us when that time comes. Sure, are you? You willing to pay 300 gold? Well, then you won't get Daisy. She'll be going to Denholm in a few days. If you have enough gold by then, we can make a deal.
Have a nice...
Fine, you have a deal. Denholm will need to find himself a different mare.
Take care.
Stay out of my way.
It's nice to have a break.
Hey there, traveler. Better not go much further tonight. Strange things tend to assail our lands with the wilderness on the rise.
Oh, it's quite the lineup out there. We've got creeping shadows and gnashing beasts that start to lurk as soon as the sun dips. They're more than just ghost stories now. They're right on our doorstep, and they seem to get bolder with each passing night. And miss all the action? No way. The folks here are stubborn, won't leave their lands. They need protection, and I'm here to give it. Plus, I get to be on the front lines if anything happens. Sure thing. I've got fire arrows. They work wonders against those creatures. It seems like they hate fire even more than I love the thrill of a good skirmish. I can part with some for a few coins. Helps you, helps me. That makes the night watch feel less like a chore and more like preparation for the big leagues.
Stop, you Seems we have something. You'll pay the fine. Good. Let's hope this doesn't happen.
What can I do for you today? Ah! You really did! Camelot didn't give you any trouble. Huh. Maybe there was something to all those tales about Norm after all. He always seemed so polite. Helped my Reese figure out the best way to grow wheat outside the repellers. It just goes to show you never really know your neighbors, eh? Well, here's the payment I promised, and some freshly picked veggies, too.
Good day to you.
Be careful out there.
Have a nice...
It's nice to have a break.
Take care out.
Evening, traveler. Wouldn't wander out there. Good luck.
Are you looking to buy the mill? It's seen better days, that's for sure. Even when my good-for-nothing father was alive. It needs work, but everything does if you want it to be worth something, right? Ah, well, I see. I thought the Lord was looking to sell it again, but that wouldn't make much sense, would it? I overheard people talking about leaving. Who in their right mind would buy a haunted mill in a dead village? Maybe when it finally falls apart, I'll go with it. Oh, my father owned the mill once. Then after he passed, my brother took it. Then his children, then theirs. As for me, I died as the miller's daughter. For the terrible crime of being the miller's daughter. The truth is, I don't remember my name. It's been so long since anyone living has spoken it. It was stupid. You see, my father was a drunkard who liked to brag, and the more he drank, the more he bragged. The problem was, not a single word he said was ever true. And for some reason, he decided to tell people I could spin gold from straw. That ridiculous rumor made its way to King Sagramore. He locked me in a cell full of straw and told me it had to be spun into gold by morning. Well, what do you think happened? I sat in that cell, choking on the stench of rotting straw, and cried. Then I screamed myself hoarse, begging someone, anyone, to let me out. By morning, my throat was dry as parchment and full of dust. But when the first rays of sunlight streamed through the tiny window, I cried again. I remember shaking all the way to the block, but my last thought was of my father, and oh, it was vicious. I don't know. One moment I was dead, and the next, well, I was still dead, but I was home again. It was like looking through a veil, still in this world, yet no longer part of it. Every beam and plank so familiar, yet not. He hanged himself, right there, from that beam. I visited him, in dreams and in the waking world, until he couldn't take it anymore. I overheard someone say it must have been the guilt of my death gnawing at him. Stupid people. He wouldn't have felt a shred of guilt if I hadn't reminded him. First of all, he wasn't a king. He just liked calling himself that. Now that I think about it, surely that wasn't allowed, was it? He was a small, jittery man, yet in that cell, he loomed so large over me. I wonder, did he too lose his head for claiming to be something he was not? I'm not sure. I've seen the sun rise and set so many times. I stopped counting. What would be the point? Time means nothing to me. Through the cracks in the walls, I watched the seasons change. I listened to the millstones turn, until one day, it all stopped. The mill, the seasons, now everything is so still, death-like, almost. It was beautiful, actually. The fields shimmered pale gold in the sun, carrying the scent of warm dust and ripe grain. The whitewashed walls made the town glow. And the men here, I always liked our men here, you know. It looks a bit frightening, but it always felt warm. It used to, at least. Now it feels more like me with each passing day. Help? Why would I need help? I'm fine. Nothing hurts. I can see everything through the windows and the cracks in the walls. I can watch the mice in the corner all day, and no one scolds me for lazing around. I'm content. But it's kind of you to ask. People don't always care about the well-being of strangers, especially ones who are already dead. Come by again if you feel like talking. I don't mind the company.
Welcome to my corner of misery, traveler. Whatever brings you here, just know you're wasting your time. The weirdness is coming closer every day. Started in the deep woods, and now it's almost at our doorstep. Town's slowly emptying. All the smart ones left weeks ago. But now, Even if you're trying to get out, good luck with that. The soldiers set up a checkpoint at the gate leading to the main road to Camelot. Now it's blown. They said it was a landslide. Or an avalanche. I don't know. That was one of the safe routes. Further you go, the thicker the weirdness gets. Swallows entire patrols sometimes. 3 Camelotian soldiers disappeared last week. Official story says desertion, but I saw what was left of their gear. Twisted like paper, heavy steel bent like it was cloth. I hunted in those woods for 40 years. And yes, now the trees, they don't stay where they should. Animals speak in tongues. But the truth is, I've got nothing worth protecting. My heart, my flask, my memories, the weirdness can have it all. Might even be an improvement. Worried? I'm 58 years old. Lost my wife to the fever, son to the war, my livelihood to the weirdness. The world's been ended for me for years. The weirdness is just making it official. So I drink. Makes the show more entertaining while it lasts. Well, perhaps there's still some decency left in this dying world after all. You know, I used to be the best hunter in 3 villages. To track a fox through a rainstorm. Now, I can't even trust the forest to stay where I left it. Here, my old bow served me well for 30 years. Not like she used to be now with these shaky hands. But it might just keep you alive out there. The weirdness doesn't take kindly to visitors, but sometimes... sometimes speed and a sharp eye make all the difference. Good luck, traveler. If you make it back this way, I'll still be here. Until I'm not. See you.
Won't tell.
Be careful out.
The carrots are coming in nicely this time.
Need anything else?
Oh, it's you. My, what a fine lad you are. Were I a touch younger, I'd consider running away with you. Reginald be damned. As you should be. I used to be quite the catch back in the day, you know. I didn't make it easy for Reginald to win me over, but he was always a stubborn man. It flattered me, that stubbornness. I should have listened to my mother when she told me a headstrong husband is just as bad as a lazy one. One does nothing, the other wants everything done his way. But I thought I knew better, and now, here I am. Every marriage has its ups and downs, especially one that's lasted as long as ours. We worked hard our whole lives, raised our children right. I had hoped for a little peace at the end of the road, but now they say the weirdness is coming, and my husband insists we stay. I know I don't have much time left, but there are better ways to die than in the fog. It is hard. I'm not saying it's not. But we wouldn't be begging for the kindness of strangers. We have a son in Burrow. He already wrote and said he'd take us in. But Reginald said no, and that was the end of it. Take care out there.
Huh? Who goes there? You're not from round here, are you? Whatever you've got to say, I'm not interested. I'm not going anywhere. And do what? Fart into a bench and mooch off my children? I'd rather die than become the kind of father who turns into a burden. As long as I can lift a hoe, I'll work the fields. And if I can't do that anymore, then what good am I? No, I won't become a useless old man. I'd rather keel over here and now. Mora's always been a worrywart. If anything goes awry, it's the end of the world for her. And don't even get me started on the nagging. Everything'll be fine. It always is, in the end. Besides, we won't be alone. Reese and Ida are staying, and they know how to work around the weirdness better than anyone. And you've been through many droughts in your life. If you had, you'd know there's nothing simple about them. You just stand there and watch your crops die, praying for rain that never comes, wondering if your children are strong enough to survive this one. And the fat years aren't much better. You grow tall crops, and then you gotta strain your ears for straw children skulking around at harvest, until the weirdness can make work in the land any worse than it already is. Love? Nah, it's a shithole. All my life I've watched it turn into a dump, and it only got worse without Lordling at the helm. But I gave everything I had to this land. We've had good years, sure, but we've also had years when we went hungry for days so our kids wouldn't starve. The weirdness, just another storm to weather. Everything'll turn out fine in the long run. Good, because I won't. And make sure it stays that way. Huh.
Oh, it's you. Just go.
Huh.
Be careful out.
Have an
Sometimes it's good to just sit.
No one sneaks up on me.
I will be your downfall!
Back to your hovel, coward! Your armor won't save you! You're nothing but a peasant!
Bayor, is that you? I missed you so much. Don't worry. Now we can forget all about it. Because
You doing okay? Always a pleasure to see you. Hello there. Ah.
What?
This way.
You doing okay?
Elixirs, powders, ointments, take your pick. You finished quicker than I expected. Let me take a look. Daffodil and Mandrake. Not the finest batches I've ever seen, but they'll do. As for the Straw Child skulls, exquisite. Truly an excellent selection. My congratulations. And the Phase Blood. A rare one. Perfect. It seems that's everything. As promised, I'll join the Merchants Union in that investment and lend my resources to the hospital. I must say, it's satisfying to know the Red Priests won't get their claws on it.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. I'll take it to the Seers so they can finally stop panicking. You've done well. I'm glad you had decided to become one of us. Killing you would have been such a terrible waste. Now your next task will be a bit different. It will require a certain level of discretion on your part. I didn't say that. Although, this time, that would be the preferable outcome, yes. There's a hatchling who was entrusted with a rather delicate mission. His name is Vin. We sent him to Connacht to get close to Legate Denholm. The problem is, he stopped sending reports, even though we know for certain he's still alive. Let's just say Vin is uniquely suited to the job. The poor boy needs a father figure in his life. And Denholm, well, he has his own regretful past. You'll have an occasion to help build a happy family. A rather inspiring task, don't you think? No. Vin must continue his mission. You see, Legate Denholm is a strong candidate for becoming a Knight of the Round Table. But he has his own mundane concerns. He regrets not having an heir to carry on his name. He regrets quite a lot, as you'll discover. Vin was supposed to position himself as the son Denholm always wanted. The son he could still have, provided he formally adopts one. We want this to happen, and it is your responsibility to ensure that it does. What Vin wants is of little importance, and he should be well aware of that. Besides, he'll be spending the rest of his life in luxury. I really don't see what the problem might be. See that it is. I'm counting on you. Go, fly to Connacht, and may Morrigan's wings shield you from prying eyes.
Really? Well, if this can put Beor back on his feet... Beor, your wound, it changed.
What? What happened? I don't remember much. There was a cave. And a girl? She touched me. I came back and dreamt. Then there's only darkness.
That's right. And what did I always tell you about chasing after women, huh? She stole your heart, literally. You're lucky this one showed up. Otherwise, I never would have guessed you fell in love with a weird beast. Better take this to your grave if you don't want to become a laughingstock. You're so smart, and yet so stupid, eh? Well, get up now, whelp. Enough lazing about. You can take it easy today, but tomorrow you're back in the forge first thing in the morning. You've got a lot to catch up on.
I'm sorry.
And you, thank you. I'd thank the All-Mother for sending you at the last minute, but I don't want to owe her a thing. So, I'm thanking you. Finally, we can get back to work. I missed it. If you ever need a smith, you can come to me. All right, back to work. Oh, hello. Do you need something? Times are tough, but I won't forget what you did for Beor. Tell me, how can old Airfear repay you? It all began innocently enough. Our milksop of a lord, Yvain, decided that we didn't have the right tools to unearth the riches of our land. So he sent messengers to Camelot asking for their men and equipment. It was supposed to make us richer. And it worked. For a while. They came here and resumed mining. brought gold with them too. So for a while there, we were even happy to see new faces. Then news from Camelot arrived. The Red Death is in Kuanacht. The weirdness is getting thicker.
We declare martial law. Cut down all the trees and take the manure with us. Everyone goes to Camelot.
Load of bullshit if you ask me. The weirdness has always been here. Kuanacht has been doing just fine without the support of the dog-fuckers of the Round Table. Denholm, the one in charge of their army, came here with the Red Priests. It seems like he's well aware that his orders are stupid, and that people from Kuanacht are smarter than Camelot thinks. And now, Kuanacht is divided. Some want to leave for Camelot. Others can't imagine it. Like me. I just can't stomach leaving the land of my fathers. Camelot says we do. I think we don't, even after the moronic theft of trees. Lord Milksop, of course, doesn't know what to do. If he leaves for Camelot, he'll become just another arse-kissing sponger princeling no one gives a toss about, and the court is already full of those. Here, at least, he's somebody. Or he can become somebody if he makes the right choices. The men here is dying. That's true. More and more weirdness creeps into our homes at night. Soon, the flame will no longer be enough. I don't know what would need to happen for everyone to stay in Kuanacht. The truth is, we can only survive if we keep together, either here or there. His family has a grand past. I have the utmost respect for their legacy. The Tarians made Kuanacht strong. They carried on the legacy of Palamedes, King Arthur's advisor. Our lord, though, don't get me started. Yvain is a coward. He lets Camelot get away with anything. Well, for now. I've heard rumors that he's been trying, in his own pathetic way, to delay making some crucial decisions. Who knows? Perhaps our lordling will finally grow a pair and make use of them for the good of his subjects. Though, if you ask me, the only thing that could save him would be the quest for the Holy Grail. I have my reasons. I don't trust the bastards because they've already been here once. They took a few people for what they called a routine examination, promising that our loved ones would return safe and sound in no time. Ah, damn it all. Would you believe me if I told you that not all of them even had the symptoms of the Red Death? Nobody came back. Not a single soul. From that moment on, I've sworn to do everything in my power to make life miserable for those scarlet dogs. I don't really want to talk about it, but look, I had a wife. She was a beautiful woman. And I'm pretty sure that she was with child when they took her away. She would chat with Nianti. She hadn't bled for 3 months, and she would have eaten all the crops from Reese's field if she could. My Katrin. They took her away. She caught a cold, and they put her on a transport to the island asylum. I never saw her again. That's all I can tell you.
I don't want to think about it anymore. Let the past stay in the past. You... what? How? How is this possible? I can't believe this. My Katrin. Do you still have the letter? Please tell me you didn't throw it away. What? And what good was that supposed to do? I bet that red lunatic burned it the moment you turned your back on him. Idiots. Idiots everywhere. Must I do everything myself? May the Red Death take the lot of you. I shouldn't be getting so worked up. You could be making all of this up to unnerve me. You're trying to trick me. I won't let you provoke me, you Camelosian arse-licker. If you're trying to intimidate me, it's not working. I know I messed up. It was all going so well at the beginning. Then, at some point, one of those idiots went off the rails, attacking a Camelosian god. Senseless. I don't know what you're planning to do with this information, but I don't want anyone to suffer because of it. Well, I appreciate your discretion. Thank you. I guess I should head off to get the workers the spare parts to fix their equipment. I'll also put in a good word for you with Denholm. I'll tell him you're trustworthy. That might prove useful for you.
Help a soul out on your journey, will you?
Sorry, I've got no time for chatting. I'm handling something important for Legate Denholm. You're with the children. Shit! Fuck! Listen, please don't kill me. I can explain. I've been working on it, I swear. Things were going smoothly, but there's a problem. I think Legate Denholm might actually be my father. I caught him giving me this strange look once, so I asked if something was wrong. He said he used to have a son but lost him young. Said the kid would be at my age now. So I asked how it happened, and Denholm told me. The weirdness got them. Swallowed their entire village. I wasn't with them. And that's exactly what happened to me. Except I survived because my mum told me to run before the weirdness came. I was 6. I don't remember much. Just my mum looking terrified and telling me to run to the town, promising she'd be right behind me. I ran until my legs gave out. Stopped only when I reached the gates. That's when I realized she'd lied. She never followed me. I spent years on the streets after that, until the children found me. But it all lines up. Denholm's local, just like me. If I could remember where my village was, I bet we'd find something to prove it. But it is. I swore to myself that if I ever found that bastard, I'd kill him. I don't even remember having a father. It was always just me and Mum. He probably got what he wanted from her and left. Fine. Maybe he didn't. But he still wasn't there when she needed him the most. And now the children say he's a candidate for a knight. What a joke! What kind of knight abandons his son and the mother of his child to be killed by weird beasts? He doesn't deserve any of it. Of course not. What could he even say? Sorry wouldn't cut it. And that's only if he regrets anything. Honestly, I don't think I could talk to him without wanting to kill him. And shit. I really wanted to succeed in this mission. The children gave me a home after he left us with nothing. But if it's really him, I can't go into this blind. Not knowing would eat me alive. You do that, and you tell me the truth, no matter what it is. Thanks. That means a lot to me. And I know you could have just killed me, so I'm grateful you didn't.
Weird lanterns, you say? Of course, that sounds like Fabius. Always scheming. Always so subtle in his little power plays. It's obvious what he's really doing. Going behind my back to curry favor with the locals. He doesn't care about their crops or their lives. He just wants to be the hero of Cunacht. Mark my words, whatever he's promised you, there's more to it. Fabius doesn't lift a finger unless it serves his interests. I don't like it, but I'll tolerate it, for now. Just don't let him drag you too deep into his games. There's more at stake here than he'd have you believe. What isn't he hiding? Fabius wraps himself in the guise of charity, but every move he makes serves the Red Church first and foremost. The lanterns? A means to anchor the Menhir for their convenience, not for the farmer's sake. Don't let his piety fool you. It's just another tool. They thought it might be easier for me to connect with the locals, since, technically, I'm one of them. I used to live in a village nearby, but the weirdness swallowed it up, along with my wife and son. I wasn't there. I was busy trying to make a name for myself in the army. I rarely came home. I kept telling myself that once I'd earned a decent position, we'd start a new life in Camelot. My son? He barely knew me, but you know how it is. I thought there'd be more time. That there'd always be a future for us. Well, I was wrong. I wasn't even there to bury them. By the time I found out, it was too late. My friends told me they buried them in a crypt near the town. I haven't even had the chance to visit since I got here. Not that I could. After the weirdness and the Red Death swept through the village, I've heard horrible stories of what happened to the people who decided to stay. You would do that. Thank you. I wasn't expecting this. But I'll try to prepare a reward for you if you manage to do this. The crypt was locked down after the outbreak, but being Camelot's legate has its perks. Here are the keys that will open the entrance. I'll await your return. Spare a coin for the hungry.
Watch yourself.
You're back. You know something, don't you? I bloody knew it! That bastard! He's going to pay for what he's done. Thank you. And tell Self I'm sorry.
You better step it up.
I fought tougher than you! You're back. But I was so sure. Shit! Damn, I almost got myself killed over this. How could I be so stupid? Am I even cut out for this mission? I nearly ruined everything. You're right. Though I guess there are plenty of bastards like him in Camelot. But with us, the children there, they'll all pay sooner or later. I just can't let myself forget who my true family is anymore. Thank you. Tell Self that success is close. I'll make sure I make you proud. All of you.
Have some spare food or coin?
Oh, I know. A little bird told me he'd already taken the final step. I'm sure there were plenty of fake tears and trembling lips. Vin is quite good at that. It would have been a waste to see such talent squandered on his petty grudge. He needn't have worried. Denholm will pay one day. They all will. Maybe. When he's older and has learned the value of patience. I've nothing against a bit of old-fashioned revenge, but everything has its time and place. He needs to see the bigger picture first. That's when you understand there are outcomes far sweeter than death. But enough of this. I must say, my fledgling, you've surpassed my expectations. So much so that I believe it's time for the next step of your fledging. I want you to make your way to the Forlorn Swords. High in the mountains there, you'll find a very particular nest. All you need to do is fall asleep. Well, that's for you to find out, isn't it? I can't tell you more than that. Yes. Don't worry. We will see each other again. Now fly, my fledgling. Sweet dreams.
I'm terribly sorry for all that hassle. I should have taken more precautions. Yes, thank you. Just a bit shaken. The beasts must have somehow escaped during the night. When I woke up, they were already prowling the territory. I bolted the door and sat inside, hoping they'd leave. But, well, it's a good thing you showed up. Otherwise, I'd have had to choose between starvation and being mauled. Their pen, of course. The beasts were... my test subjects. I was sure they were significantly weakened and wouldn't pose much of a danger. I must have miscalculated. It's a bit of a shame they're all dead. I'll have to start everything from scratch. After the autopsies, of course. I lured them. They may be built differently and are quite tough, but most of them still need to eat, and they are susceptible to certain poisons. That's an interesting question. Perhaps they've been in captivity long enough to forget the concept of freedom. Or maybe they've claimed this place as their territory, and the only thing that changed was their living conditions. Or perhaps they were just dumb beasts waiting for the closest source of food to leave the house. I suppose we'll never know. Oh, did he? Well, if the guild is so impatient for results, they should have sent someone sooner. Now all my beasts are gone, and I'm still missing a crucial ingredient. You see, weird beasts are unique creatures. The spark of life they carry is as twisted as it is relentless. I believe it can be extracted and transferred, creating a being capable of living in the weirdness without succumbing to its corruption. With everything that's been happening on Avalon, I believe this is the only way we can survive. The pigs can already do that. Well, yes. But they hardly escape disfigurement and corruption, do they? Besides, they only skirt the edges of the weirdness. They don't dwell deep within the fog. If I succeed, humans will be able to live in the weirdness freely, no matter how dense it becomes. The heart of a Fae, well, the Fae, to be precise. I'm not interested in the heart of some half-feral beast from the host. I need something far more powerful. I've heard of a Fae that calls itself Foxglove. It dwells in the roots of an ancient tree, lurking for unsuspecting travelers. Supposedly, it's cunning and quite vicious. If you bring me its heart, you won't just be doing me a favor. You'll be aiding all of Avalon. Splendid, I assure you. If everything goes as planned, the guild will hail us both as heroes.
So, you're the one Phaedros dragged into his madness. Apologies for the mess. I'm in the middle of cleaning up. I'm Alma, the alchemist. Pleased to meet you. I won't deny I'd have preferred to meet under much more favorable circumstances. I feel a bit like I've been caught at the scene of a crime, which, in a sense, I have. Although, in my defense, if we're speaking of crimes, this one is twofold. Phaedros's reckless experiments had to be stopped. The Guild warned him repeatedly that he was crossing the line. Unfortunately, yes. The rules of our guild are clear. Crossing the established boundaries results in consequences, and those consequences grow more severe with greater transgressions. It's not like he wasn't warned. He knew exactly what he was doing and the risks involved. Believe me, taking measures like this brings me no joy. But we can't keep constant control over everyone. There are certain acts that simply cannot be forgiven. Phaedros was a threat, not just to himself and the Guild, but to others as well. I'm sorry it had to come to this. First, I need to finish cleaning up here and prepare Phaedros for a proper burial. I'll also secure the rest of his research and materials to ensure they don't fall into the wrong hands. And then I'll have to write a report. Ugh, I hate paperwork. There are so many better ways to spend my time. And then we'll talk about your next assignment. Now, that's better. Shame our meeting had to be under these circumstances. Believe me, not all alchemists act like Phaedros. You seem all right, though. Charles's calm demeanor confirms that. Tell me, what made you join the Guild? A noble goal, right? I feel the same way. And I'd like to believe that everyone in the Guild thinks the same, but people can be, well, unpredictable. But anyway, what do you need? That's my role. Let's just say I'm a sort of guardian of alchemical ethics. But more seriously, I was assigned to this task. Apparently, I'm the best at playing nanny to misfits like us. Charles is my Croakmore, though he's far from a typical specimen of his kind. He won't bite your hand off, unless, of course, he senses ill intent. At the moment, he trusts you, which is rather uncommon. I wouldn't call the process taming. It was something different. Let's say it involved a more invasive intervention. I found Charles just after he was born, abandoned by his mother, so I took him in. It was the perfect chance to examine his brain. While working on his exposed skull, I had to disrupt the areas responsible for his sense of belonging and aggression. If this were a question, I would say it's a valid one. To be honest, I don't know the exact answer. I assume it all depends on perspective. If we accept that the brains of living beings are a kind of biological mechanism, then perhaps I managed to redirect the function of that mechanism so that it operates based on different needs and perceives its place in the world differently. Yes, that seems likely. All I understand is that it's a form of ancient magic, supposedly discovered by Merlin, who used it to repel the weirdness. A menhir with burning weird fire can repel the weirdness on a far larger scale than a simple bonfire fueled by ethereal cobweb. Unfortunately, that's everything I know. As an alchemist, these are mysteries far beyond my knowledge or expertise. It's hard to say. While we share a guild, not all of us keep in regular contact. Many members aren't as open about their affiliation as I am. They have their own lives and obligations, some of which might be highly conflicting. I'm trying to conduct field research, but the last few weeks have been exceptionally frustrating. I lack the necessary specimens, and I'm not exactly equipped to gather them myself. I'm skilled with a lancet, not a sword. I heard you're trustworthy. But first, a warning. The task I have for you is unpleasant and messy. It involves extracting brain matter, but before you even get to that part, you'll need to risk your life to get close enough. I need brain centers from 3 creatures. A Nookalivi, a human infected with the Red Death, and a villager touched by the weirdness. I've heard stories about peasants on farmlands near Kunacht. They were unlucky that the Menhir stopped protecting the place where they lived. I'll reward you for each of the 3 brains, as long as they're intact. A bloody pulp is better suited as a snack for Charles. Until next.
Nice to see. Hello again.
Oh, hello there.